All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and say peace, mercy, and blessings unto all the hopeful elect. The true name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, which means He exists, He is to be. The true name of the Son is Yahushai, which means He is the deliverer. And we are the Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians. We're those people that make up the lost 12 tribes. The self-proclaimed white man, they're not white, they're red. They are the Idumeans, Esau, Edom, according to the Bible. According to Bible prophecy, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of that follow it. And Jacob's name was changed to Israel after he wrestled with an angel. Okay, so this is pretty much going to be a response video, pretty much going on. I'll just play it, because I'm pretty sure everyone has already seen this, but
That nigga is wicked.
I want to go back to what you said about the end times, right? You said after quote unquote Jesus, or what is called Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
After he passed away, that's when the end times began, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you genuinely believe we're in the end times?
For sure. 100%.
I mean, my thing is, how long can the end times last? Because I mean, we're talking about when
2,000 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, how long do these end times really last?
Well, it's hard to say, but we do know, according to Scripture, a day to the Lord is 1,000 years. So it's been 2,000 years to humanity, but to God it's been 2 days. It says, and by the third day that He would rise, we would rise up again. So I would say in about 3,000 years. So anywhere between now and 1,000 years from now, it can be over.
So there's a good possibility we not.
So yeah, pretty much, lying back and doing a response video off that statement that the Gorilla Hebrew made. All right, now this is an article I found through the Spirit. All right, it's from Natural News. Kel Thomas, warns of the nation's potential collapse in America's expiration date. Okay, and with America's expiration date, that's Esau being the end of the world. And when Esau world's end, that's the beginning of Jacob's world, Yahushai's kingdom. All right, and with Yahushai, you have to understand that the 144,000, the elect, the 12, King David's going to be set up as the king, and the 1/3 is going to be joint heirs in rulership with Yahushai. Okay, and through them, the whole nation is going to be saved, Excuse me. All right, so it says, Kel Thomas' book, America's Expiration Date, argues that the U.S. may be approaching a critical turning point in its history, potentially facing a dramatic decline by 2026, so that's next year. The 250th anniversary of its founding. Now check this out. Thomas bases his argument on historical patterns identified by British scholar Sir John Glubb, who noted that great nations typically have a 250-year lifespan progressing through 6 stages: pioneers, conquest, commerce, affluence, intellect, and decadence. He argues that the U.S. is currently in the decadent stage. So the next question should be, well, what does decadence mean? It says the moral or cultural decline as characterized by excessive indulgence in pleasure or luxury. And that's definitely the state of America. It's to the point where men don't want to be men anymore. Women, want to be men. The women who do want to be men, they find out how hard it is being a man, and they commit suicide. You got women that can make million. Women have, get on OnlyFans. This bitch, she make more money than all of the greatest athletes combined, and all she's doing is showing her ass on OnlyFans. So America is in a stage of decadence. Okay.
Decadence.
That's the word of the week. All right. What is an example of decadence? It says whether in reference to chocolate cake or breakfast or wild all-night parties. Decadence means extravagance, luxury and self-indulgence with a sense of moral decline. That that reminds me of the rich man, you know, because what it says, say he forayed sumptuously, you know. This is Luke 16 and 19. So there was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen and forayed sumptuously every day. And in Matthew 11, the Lord said that he'll wear the soft raiment or in king's houses. So this man's in the state of a king in the purple, going into royalty, right? So let's get that in Matthew, man. Matthew 11, when the Lord was talking about John the Baptist, pretty much telling him that he was Elijah, but he had to tell him again, you know, because it kind of went over their head. This is Matthew chapter 11. And verse 8, I'm going to get right to the point. But what when ye out for to see a man clothed in soft raiment? Behold, they that wear soft clothing are in kings' houses. So that's what's explained, the rich man's attire. You know, Luke 16 and 19, there was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen. Purple meaning royalty, fine linen, the soft raiment, which mean he was in the position of a royalty, a rulership, and forayed sumptuously every day. And I believe that pretty much goes into decadence, but we're going to find out.
Strong's G 2988.
Yep.
Lampros.
Luxuriously. All right. Splendidly, magnificently, sumptuous living. So it says, what is an example of decadence? Whether in reference to chocolate cake for breakfast or wild all-night parties, decadence means extravagance, luxury, and self-indulgence with a sense of moral decline. So the key word there being luxury, and that links with Lazarus and the rich man forayed sumptuously every day. So that really, you know, the rich man really, you know, top super rich, you know, you don't really know about them, you know. You got the top banking families like the Rothschilds, you know. You might hear names like Elon Musk, he's the richest man, but that's all bullshit. As much money as he got, you gotta wonder how much money does the hidden hand or those hidden families got. They're really foraying sumptuously, all right? And Elon Musk and, you know, Jeff Bezos and Trump and all of them too, but those are just the front faces, puppets that you're allowed to see, that you're allowed to know. But really it's talking about Esau, but really the upper echelons, the elites of Esau, Amalek, those top banking families, man. You know, that's the rich man forayed sumptuously. But then that spirit, you know, of forayed sumptuously is what everyone in America is trying to obtain. You know, and then, you know, America is pretty much nothing more than an experiment for the elites, a giant petri dish where they test things out, such as transgenderism, you know, so-called racism, you know, false flags, you know, psyops, you know. Esau's a mad scientist, man. So back in this article, it says the book highlights specific societal issues such as political polarization, consumerism, and the erosion of traditional values, and linking these to broader problems like family breakdown. Yep. In the book, The New World Order, you know, there's a book called New World Order. Let's see. Yep, there it goes. By this one right here, The New World Order by Ralph Epperson. Right? In that book, it breaks down, you know, the different plans, stages, how they want to break down the family structure, all that, man. You know, they want to take the woman out the house, put her in the workforce, really so they could have more people they can tax, But then that's good too because, the woman's out the house, she's working, she's tired, she's getting taxed. She don't really have enough energy to take care of her children, the house, or please her husband because she's busy. I remember when I was in high school, I heard that broken down to being under Satan's yoke. And that explains your 40-plus-hour work weeks. You constantly trying to bust your ass to pay bills. That's what that shit is, man. You being under Satan's yoke, and as Israelites, we're under that curse. And that it says he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, shall he destroy thee. Debt slaves. So it argues that the U.S. is currently in the decadent stage, marked by traits like defensiveness, materialism, and a weakening of religion, which, it's being made evident that the majority of Americans, they're either atheists or they're witches or warlocks. They're into some type of left-hand energy, man. Sacrificing animals, people, children, all of that. It's blatant Satan worship. The book highlights specific societal issues, so we can't. There's no way we can be here another 1,000 years. And of course we're not saying the day or the hour, but there's telltale signs. Let's get that. I believe that's Matthew. I believe that's the end of Matthew 24. Matthew 24 and 32. Right, perfect. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When its branch is yet tender and put it forth leaves, you know that summer is nigh. Right? So likewise, when you shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. Know that what is near. So when you read up in the chapter, the Most High, Yahushua broke it down. When you see the wars and rumors of wars, when you see the earthquakes, when you see the pestilence, when you see the uproars of the people, the famine, the signs in the heaven, blood, moon, solar eclipse, lining of the planets. When you see these things, there's right now, the weather's breaking. Right? There's getting ready to be spring, so-called spring ahead, Passover. That's the blood of the moon on Passover. These are all signs that the spring is coming. Summer is about to come in. All right, so there's signs of the second coming of Yahushua, and they're all here. A major sign is that the Most High setting up his apostles and prophets and bishops and teachers. Start with apostles and elders, the great millstone, all the men who follow that doctrine. They go out and they hit the highways and hedges, to feed the lambs of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua in sincerity and truth. Camps are being formed, bone to his bone. That's a major sign of the end. All right, because you go back 100 years, our people were dead. We didn't know who the hell we were. But now we understand who we are. We're the Israelites. We call upon the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Most of us not going to leave us here for another 1,000 years, man. Right? Matthew 24:34. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. All right, and that don't mean the earth gonna be destroyed, but Babylon will be destroyed by nukes. Different parts, the Holy Land's gonna get hit. It says the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. But it's still gonna be here. He says, but my words shall not pass away. 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. So yes, none of us know the day or the hour. Not Yahushua, not the angels, only Yahweh. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days of before the flood, they were eating and drinking, right, just living normal lives, festive, because eating and drinking goes back to what? Partying, barbecues, cookouts, marrying and giving in marriage, weddings, graduations, until the day that Noah entered the ark. So they're going to continue about with their daily life, okay, thinking shit is sweet, because they're not watching for the signs, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Right? So it's gonna come upon the majority of the world unexpectedly, but not the elect, because the elect are fervently watching, man, constantly watching and constantly hastening the day of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So another 1,000 years, no. I speak as a man, but I don't see another 5 years in this fucking place. We don't want to be here another day. The second Esdras 9:1, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. See, that's where you gotta, you have to study, you have to constantly watch, because that's you measuring the time diligently, understanding that, a lot of the prophecies have passed, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I've told thee before, such as what? The Most High is sending us into Egypt again with ships. Okay? So then you go to Revelation 11, you understand that, the spirit of life had entered into I'm speaking, roughly paraphrasing, have entered into the men, all right, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear is falling upon them, man. Great fear is falling upon them, because the nation of Israel is back. If you understand how hard these nations went and continue to go to destroy us, mainly our men, because it says let us cut them off from being a nation. You do that by getting rid of the men. In ancient Egypt, they wanted to get rid of the men. It said, they told the midwives, if you see a Hebrew child and be a male, you kill it. All right. And he also gave a decree to toss all the Hebrew male childs into the river, fed them to the alligators, man, crocs or whatever. All right. But then the Most High left up a standard. He hid Moses and allowed Moses to be raised up by the Pharaoh's daughter. That's the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So we're in the modern day Egypt, which is synonymous with the house of bondage. And there's a great awakening of the Israelite. Everybody knows they're the Israelite now. It's common knowledge. I did a lesson about a year ago now. I ran into these jakes at work, and they were talking about the name Yahweh. They were talking about the chariots. They were talking about the mark of the beast, the chip. and I was just listening like, wow. But hey, that's the spirit. The truth is out here, man. So we can't be here much longer. And then you got the perfect guy in office, the 47th, and Elon Musk is known for what? Neuralink, brain chip implants. So we could be out of here. Any shit could pop off any day now, really. The Lord willing it does, because the quicker this happens, the quicker we can get to the kingdom. Second Esdras 9:1, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it's the very time when in the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, right, and that's what we're seeing. We're seeing all manner of protest. People are angry. There's mass layoffs. People are protesting Trump. People don't fucking like him because of what he's doing. His policies. He's cutting out all these different programs. Women are pissed off. There's going to be uproars all over the world. It's going to be a hot summer. They might lock the, it might shut down again. It might be a repeat of 2020. I got to be careful with my wording. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world had a beginning and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and the signs. So the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is getting ready to show great wonders and endings and effects and signs. 50 days after the Passover is what? Pentecost. The men of the Lord got power. So back in the article, even Esau knows his time is up, man. These regular Edomites, they know they don't have much. They know they don't have another 1,000 years. So why would a nigga want to stay here another 1,000 years? says the book highlights specific societal issues such as political polarization, consumerism, and the erosion of traditional values, linking these to broader problems like family breakdown, rising crime rates, and decline in educational outcomes. There's no future for Babylon. All right, it says in Ecclesiastes, those that look out the window be darkened. You can't have a family here. This is why there's something that's the passport rules. You cannot get with these women. Like, this is why the Western woman is. You can't have children with them. You can't have a family woman. You can't even approach them. All right. Now it's to the point where these men and women hate each other so much. Nobody's really procreating. But that's all done by design because the elites, they have an agenda on population control anyway. But that's a key sign that we're at the end. All right. Then you top of that with the lesbianism, the homosexuality. The people changing their kinds. The end is very nigh, man. Thomas emphasizes the historical role of religion in shaping Babylon's societal movements and warns of the dangers of its diminishing influence in public life. He advocates for return to faith as a way to bring moral clarity into public disclosure. That ain't gonna happen. That shit ain't gonna happen. Okay? The author's message is ultimately one of hope, but calls for active participation from citizens, encouraging them to engage in political process, support local organizations, and take responsibility for shaping the nation's future. He believes change requires addressing the root of societal decline and resisting complacency. All right, so pretty much, it's a little more in the article. That's also a video, but the point here is that, we're at the expiration date. We're right here. Babylon has an expiration date. That's actually scriptural. The Lord said he pointed the bounds he can't pass. This is Job always. All right, 14 and 5. This is Job. I don't know why it always does that. This is Job 14 and verse 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So Esau he can only go so far. His kingdom can only last so long. It's only so much people he can ship. It's only so much people he can kill. It's only so much he can do. Let's read that again. Job 14 and 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So that's just a quick Google search because I remember the apostles bringing this out. According to most historical, and this is AI overview, according to the most historical analysis, the average empire lasts around 250 years. This figure is often attributed to a study by former British Army officer Sir John Glubb, who discussed the concept in his essay, The Fate of Empires and Search for Survival. So if 2026 be the 250 year, then this place don't got much long. That's like one, maybe, and the way the Most High shortened the days, and it says no man know the hour. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, next month or next year. I'm just saying, even Esau knows the average lifespan of an empire is 250 years. Next year will be the 250 year of this already declining empire, and plus they got Trump in office, the perfect guy to have at the helm of the sinking ship, So I just wanted to do a quick lesson on that. I pray this was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, to the hopeful elect, say shalom.